Cabinet met on the 4th, and today the Minister Chabane is going to be addressing the media on the outcome of the Cabinet decisions, and thereafter we will give the report on the Cabinet Lekgotla.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Cabinet has its meeting on the 4th of September this year. Cabinet approved the report on the shale gas exploration submitted by the Minister of Mineral Resources, which was emanating from the task team which was convened last year. This is after the department had imposed a moratorium on the application for exploration for shale gas in the Karoo. Cabinet endorsed the recommendations of the report on the lifting of the aforestated moratorium. Cabinet further mandated the Minister of Mineral Resources to hold a series of public consultations with interested and affected stakeholders to provide further details in this regard. Cabinet also noted the 4th United Nations Population Fund country program of support of 2013 to 2017 and supports its implementation. This program has been providing support to the government of South Africa since the mid-90s. The goal of the proposed country program is to contribute to the reduction of poverty and inequality by supporting interventions to improve the quality and utilization of sexual reproductive health services, including maternal health, family planning, and linkages to HIV prevention. Supporting programs that are responsive to emerging population dynamics, with emphasis on women in urban informal settlements and rural women, as well as adolescents and unemployed and young people. To further advancing gender equality and reproductive rights, promoting regional development and international cooperation through SouthSouth Cooperation. Cabinet approved that the second revision of the Cotonou Partnership Agreement between the Africa, Caribbean and Pacific Group of States of the one part. Cabinet also approved the submission to Parliament of the second revision of the European Community and its member states of the other part for the ratification in accordance with Section 2312 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. The CPA provides South Africa with a number of advantages in terms of political engagement and the furtherance of South Africa's foreign policy objectives. This is done through the enhancement of North-South Cooperation as well as South-South Cooperation. In terms of the South-South Cooperation, the CPA provides for members of the 79 nations ACP group to meet and discuss issues of common concern, including matters relating to trade, investment and sustainable development, including climate change, food security, and other matters relating to peace and security. Under the North-South Cooperation, the CPA provides for the members of the ACP and the EU to come together and discuss areas of concern, again surrounding areas of trade, climate change, and food security, as well as peace and security matters. Cabinet further approved the hosting of the 2012 Champions League T20 of cricket tournament in South Africa from the 9th to the 28th of October in Cape Town, Centurion, Durban and Johannesburg. The national governing bodies for amateur and professional cricket in India, Australia and South Africa developed the Champions League T20 to enable exposure in each of the countries to the international sporting events. The 20-over format, currently the most popular form, will draw huge crowds to watch the games. Cabinet noted further the contents of the 12th Commission for the Employment and Equity. The main purpose of the report is to reflect on the progress made in terms of the implementation of Employment Equity Act in order to promote diversity and equity in the workplace by eliminating unfair discrimination and implementing affirmative action measures. The report highlights that there are relatively good signs in terms of professionally qualified middle and skilled technical junior management levels, but furthermore, attention is needed to improve the representation of black people, in particular African females, in two uppermost levels, top and senior management levels. In addition, more attention is needed in terms of improving the representativity of the people with disability and women in the workplace. The report also highlights that pockets of employers across various sectors are progressing well in terms of achieving their employment equity targets and goals contained in the employment equity plans that were approved by the Director General of Labour. Public sector progress on employment equity appears to be much better than that in the private sector. Cabinet also noted and approved the Child Labour Programme of Action report. The Child Labour Programme of Action report is South Africa's roadmap to the prevention, reduction, and eventual elimination of child labour, which affects an estimated 1 million children in the country. The Child Labour Programme of Action serves to focus and guide the efforts of an array of government departments and civil society groups, including business organizations, labor federations, and organizations serving interests of children. The key elements of the Child Labour Programme of Action include targeting the implementation of government and other stakeholder programs and policies on poverty, employment, labor, and social matters, more effectively in areas where the work children do has serious negative effects on them. Promoting new legislative measures against worst forms of child labor, strengthening of national capacity to enforce legislative measures, and increasing public awareness and social mobilization against worst forms of child labor. The Child Labour Programme of Action includes a core set of indicators for monitoring the program and address child labor. Cabinet also noted the newly adopted International Labour Organization instruments on Domestic Workers Convention 2011 and the Domestic Workers Recommendations 2011. Cabinet approved that South Africa ratify the Domestic Workers Convention 2011, and government also recognizes the importance of this convention and the need for decent work for all. The necessary legislative amendments will be made in due course to give full effect to the implementation of this convention. Cabinet also approved the ratification of the Maritime Labour Convention 2006 and the Convention on Work in the Fishing Sector 2007. The ratification of the convention will provide for improved conditions for decent work in the maritime sector, ensuring that fisheries have decent conditions of work on board fishing vessels. Cabinet received a report from the Interministerial Committee on the Marikana tragedy, and Cabinet noted the report and further expressed appreciation of the work done by the committee, and Cabinet called on all parties to continue to work together to resolve the outstanding issues. Cabinet also approved a number of bills, which I won't go through here. There are quite a substantial number of them. They will be appearing in the statement, and hopefully you will have the opportunity to look also on the contents of the bills. As the CEO has said, after Cabinet met, there was also a meeting of the Cabinet, the Putra, which is an extension of the cabinet, including premiers and SouthSouth provinces and SouthSouth, and including directors generals from all government departments and all provinces.